first ever virtual graduation. We are so excited to have you join us tonight from the comfort of your own home. Unlike traditional graduations, this one will not have us sweating through our gowns, worrying about tripping on stage, or frantically looking for our families throughout the parking lot after the ceremony. Tonight, we will be celebrating the students and the hard work that they have put into these last 4 years.
We would like to say thank you to everyone joining us today to celebrate another milestone in our lives. Thank you for shaping us into the people we are today and for showing us patience and love during these difficult times. While graduation may mark the end of our time in high school, it also marks the beginning of our lives. Today, Panthers, we celebrate our success and future successes. We are a group of dedicated, resilient, and outstanding individuals, and we must never forget that. As we begin a new chapter in our lives and as we begin to write our own stories, we must never forget that we'll always be Panthers.
Please rise and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Many thanks to the School Board of Round Lake Area School District 116 for their endless hours of service to the students, families, staff, and communities of Round Lake.
Tonight marks the third time that I've done something that every year I struggle with. It's always a challenge to find the right combination of words that reflect, congratulate, and inspire. I consider giving the final message of thanks and recognition after 12 years of formal education to be a rather awesome and daunting responsibility, even more so tonight. It would be an understatement to say that it wasn't supposed to end this way. But tonight, I'm not going to talk much about what could have been, because in light of the fact that our time together has been cut short, I'm choosing to reside in the glorious memories of what was. What a year it was. And as I asked for pictures of the senior slideshow, the pictures that were shared reminded me just how special this senior class is. In those pictures, I have seen teams celebrating success. Longtime friends with arms around each other gathered together for a group photo to preserve a moment in time showcasing some very special friendships. Smiles always permeate these pictures. When you think about it, there's an immense power found within a smile. The smiles on the faces of the seniors validates what I have always known. The positive vibe of the senior class is truly infectious. And so, class of 2020, continue to be the reason someone smiles today. I've often talked about the importance of pictures. Pictures take us back to a time that helps to evoke cherished memories of places and people that mean so very much to us. Pictures of the opening of the new stadium this fall bring back memories of the crisp fall air and lights that pierce the dark night sky. What we see is the excitement of the night. The band, the players, the fans, the community all speak to a shining moment in the history of Round Lake High School. And you were there. Ralph Waldo Emerson penned one of my favorite inspirational quotes that I would like to share with you tonight. He said, "What lies behind us and what lies before us are small matters compared to what lies within us." What lies behind us is a storied past that includes many influential people and many influential events that brought you forth to this day. What lies before us is glorious uncertainty. We have grand designs and passions and dreams, but the truth of the human journey is that we won't know we've arrived until we get there. But what lies within you is the will and determination to make these dreams come true. Through the times in the future when the waters will become unstill, you will be challenged to right the ship in difficult seas. One of the uncertainties in life there is hardship and pain. How you choose to respond is what will make you different. For what lies within you is the resilience and the attitude that one must learn from hardship in order to be better on the other side. Years from now, you might be more disappointed by the things you didn't do, by the things that you did do. Throw caution to the wind. Sail away from the safe waters and take risks in the powerful sea. For as explorers of centuries gone by have shown by example, new and exciting worlds only come through a journey that tests our very inner core. Class of 2020, explore, dream, and discover. Your parents share in the importance of today. They are most certainly proud, and I bet they have taken plenty of pictures of you since the day that you entered this world, so that they can revisit important moments within your life. Poet, philosopher, and artist Justin Bieber, yes, that Justin Bieber said it best. Shout out to your mom and dad for making you. Standing ovation, they did a great job raising you. Last year I quoted Miley, this year it's Biebs. I don't even want to know what next year will bring. But truly, many thanks to parents and grandparents, aunts and uncles who provide the example of grit, perseverance, determination, and will that resides within us. Living a life of true meaning is really not about the final destination, but rather the journey. You have shared the road with many travelers and will encounter new ones along the way. Learn from others, but more importantly, let others learn from you because of what lies within you. In closing, never ever forget how proud we are of you. You brought a smile to our faces every day for the past 4 years, and when we look back, the pictures we've taken together will evoke smiles for many years to come. Slow down every once in a while. Step away from the camera and take a good look around. You have lived a life of 160 characters or less, and sometimes it's important to slow down. Wherever you go, do whatever makes your heart happy. But always, always take plenty of pictures along your journey.
Our virtual graduation is slightly different than our typical ceremony. Names of graduates will appear throughout the virtual ceremony with other speeches and performances in between. So please continue to watch until the end.
take this opportunity to welcome the Board of Education, Round Lake District 116 staff members, distinguished guests, families, friends, and significant others of this year's graduates, and also, and most importantly, the graduates themselves. I'm Don Mendoza, the proud superintendent of Round Lake Area School District 116. This day marks the culmination of your high school experience at Round Lake. Hopefully your experiences here assisted in positively shaping who you are, the way you think, as well as your future interests, plans, and goals. Believe it or not, you are about to embark upon one of the most important phases of your lives. This is so not necessarily because you are entering into adulthood, but rather, it is critical because you will be presented with opportunities on a day-to-day basis to positively impact your surrounding community, your country, and yes, even the world. Graduates of 2020, I cannot think of a time in my time in education, which is now at 25 years, where so much has been invested into the future success of a particular group of students as with you. The reason I feel this way is that you are Round Lake High School's current graduating class. Over the last several years, and through the support of the Board of Education and community, we have been relentless in our pursuit of excellence and improvement to your educational experiences by consistently asking the questions, how can we do it differently, and how can we do it better? This is especially true of our teaching and support staff, who in my humble opinion, is the most dedicated and committed staff with whom I have ever worked. We continue to ask these questions because without question, all of you, every single one of you deserve the very best that we have to offer. We will continue to make decisions in the district based on this simple but very important premise that our students, you, deserve the very best. My point in sharing this is to simply say that given what I just communicated, there is not a single shred of doubt in my mind that you are prepared to be successful for what lies ahead after you leave the district. Rarely, if ever, do you get a chance to have a restart or a reset. For those of you who may not have taken advantage or maximized your opportunities at Round Lake High School, you now have an opportunity to start fresh in pursuing your passions, dreams, and future endeavors. However, those of you who accessed all that we had to offer during your experiences here and put forth your very best on a day-to-day basis, you can't rely on what you accomplished during your time at Round Lake High School. Your restart or reset will come in the form of having to prove or establish yourself all over again as you pursue what lies ahead. Our goal, and frankly, our moral responsibility as educators in Round Lake, is to build our educational programming and to develop student experiences with the end in mind, or should I say, with you in mind. We want every Round Lake senior high school graduate to have as many doors opened to them upon graduating as possible. When I talk about doors, I'm referencing doors of opportunity. Doors open to new and continuing educational experiences. Doors open to new job or work experiences. Doors open that enable you to give back to your communities. Doors open that enable you to travel to all ends of the earth to pursue whatever your passion is. However, while we may be able to assist you in opening these doors, it is really up to you to ask whether or not you choose to walk through them. I implore and encourage you to walk through any door open to you of your choosing with Panther pride, and most importantly, the confidence in knowing that the path on the other side of the doors will lead to success. Because after all, you've been preparing for this during your time in Round Lake District 116. Round Lake High School graduates, please do not underestimate your talents, skills, gifts, and abilities, or the manner in which these same talents, skills, gifts, and abilities can be utilized for good. You can and will make a difference. We believe in you. Congratulations on a job well done.
A special thank you to the Symphonic Band from Lakeside Pride Music Ensembles for providing the recording of Pomp and Circumstance for this year's virtual graduation. To learn more about Lakeside Pride Music Ensembles, please visit lakesidepride.org.
My fellow classmates, I know we are all at home right now, and I know that as each day passes, the reality of our senior year sets in. For me, it's been tough. During the quarantine, I've been in my bedroom quite a bit, and if you know me personally, you know I get a lot of slack from my friends about being a hoarder. Yes, I might have bags of clothes piled under my bed, and okay, I might still have 1 or 2 Monster High dolls, and I do have a binder full of every piece of sheet music I've ever gotten, but that doesn't mean I'm a hoarder, right? I just feel that there could come a time when I absolutely need my favorite pen from 7th grade, you know? And I know this behavior isn't good, but how do people throw away a pen they use to write notes with every day during class to a friend? I've just accumulated all these memories over the years, all of which feel indispensable. I know you guys have as well. Everyone's experience is different, but for most, this was a time of self-discovery, a time of joining teams or trying a club, a time of first loves and first AP classes. Look at how many new things we've done and how far we've come. Think about the last 4 years with me for just a moment. Remember going to all the games, that one basketball game at Grant? Holy cow. I don't go to sports things often, but that was the best. Do you guys remember dropping eggs in the front foyer for physics? Remember all the holiday parties and powder puff games and assemblies and just laughing with security guards in the halls? How am I supposed to suddenly leave all that behind? The cool thing about memories, though, is that you don't need to completely abandon them. Our brains basically have infinite storage space, meaning while it may be bad to keep 30 finger puppets, it's okay for me to remember what Miss Bala's favorite flavor of pie is. Physical baggage might hold you down, but mental baggage is how we make our decisions. Every experience shapes the way that we think. Now that I'm all old and going to college, I've been trying to cut down on my hoarding and throw some stuff away, and it's actually a lot less terrible than I thought. I've come to realize that giving a book away doesn't make you forget everything inside of it. The important part of the words, not the feeling of the pages. If you've ever been in our school alone, like after clubs or on a weekend, you know how spooky it can be. Yet, despite the creepy motion sensor lights flickering or the echo of your own footsteps, I find it hard to feel actually scared. I mean, an empty building is basically a scary movie waiting to happen, but every time I try to envision a ghost popping out, I just remember, oh, here's where I see the freshmen before 4th hour, or, oh, here's where I wave to Mr. Barrett every day. Right now our school is emptier and spookier than ever, but it will not remain that way. Next year, a whole new collection of people will populate our halls, and to them, we will become nothing more than pictures and old yearbooks. And the truth is, that school was never really ours to begin with. I mean, this was always the plan, right? Spend 4 years learning and evolving, and then go to college, get a job. We never intended to stay forever, so even if we can't physically say goodbye to our school and to our senior year, we've always known the physical part isn't the most important. The memories were. Those halls didn't belong to us, but those classrooms were our homes. And so what if the bricks of this building were ours? I'm not filling my suitcase for college with bricks. That would cost a fortune. I'm filling it with dances and musicals and Kahoot games. I'm filling it with memories because memories can never be taken away from us. Nothing can diminish everything we've become in the past 4 years, and nothing is going to stop the class of 2020 from changing the world. I love you guys.
secret song to you each night we are apart. Remember me. Though I have to travel far, remember me. Each time you hear a sad guitar, know that I'm with you the only way that I can be. Until you're in my arms again.
Before we begin, I would like to thank the parents, families, and supporters of the class of 2020. This class has already faced challenges the likes of which no current generation has ever experienced. The very fact that this keynote speech is being delivered remotely proves that. I also want to make sure we recognize all the heroes serving in School District 116. Dr. Mendoza and Principal Berry, your team has set the example for educational leadership in your profession. I have been a police officer in this community for 21 years, and I have personally witnessed the transformation of this school district from that of a follower to a leader. Hello everyone, my name is Chief Gilbert Rivera from the Round Lake Beach Police Department. I am honored and humbled to be speaking to you today. Congratulations, class of 2020. I am not here to teach you a lesson, but rather, I would like to remind you about the importance of living your life and having your voice heard. Please indulge me as I share my story and my voice with you. Believe it or not, I struggled with my voice growing up. I was an obedient child and followed the rule that children were to be seen, not heard. I am originally a West Side kid from Chicago who grew up in Humboldt Park. The neighborhood was challenging back then, but I had wonderful parents and amazing neighbors to guide me. I was an extremely shy young man. In fact, so shy, I wouldn't even answer the phone when it rang at my house. I was even too scared and timid to order food at McDonald's, a problem I obviously no longer have. As I made my way through high school, I remained quiet and shy. Although I had friends, I was reluctant to reach out and make new ones. I guarantee you I never dared to exercise my voice. My parents were my role models, and my siblings and I were expected to graduate and join the adult workforce. I truly felt I was living a blessed life. Although everything was going according to plan, I didn't feel like I was the author of my life. My course had been charted for me by loving people, but it was not the direction I wanted to go. However, I was too quiet and shy to speak up and have my voice heard. I had ideas, hopes, and dreams for my future, but I remained silent. I didn't let them hear my voice. For example, sophomore year, I felt this overwhelming sense of urgency to serve my country and join the Marine Corps, but I was too scared to tell my parents. I trained in secret all through high school in preparation for the Marine Corps, not knowing how I would broach the subject with my family. I wasn't even brave enough to go speak with the recruiter. That same year, this amazing girl joined marching band, and I was mesmerized by her. Her smile and beauty captivated me, but I didn't have the courage to talk to her. I never had a girlfriend and was too timid to engage her in conversation. I had always dreamed of leaving Humboldt Park and exploring the world. However, everything we needed to survive could be found in our neighborhood. So it was rare that my family would venture out to see the rest of the city, let alone the state or the country. I soon became comfortable and too afraid to leave my wonderful family, friends, and neighborhood. I was taught not to be a risk taker and mentored to stay within my comfort zone. I was encouraged to grab the low-hanging fruit, although my heart wanted to reach for the stars. Like all of you, I was raised to be respectful and listen to the guidance of my elders. I am positive that had I followed the guidance of my family and fulfilled those expectations, I would have had an honorable life, but it wouldn't have been the life I wanted. So what happened? Senior year. I finally decided being seen wasn't good enough. How could I make a difference in this world if no one could hear me? I wanted to be heard. I wanted to live my life and chart my own course. Then something clicked inside of me and I found my voice. In October of '89, my senior year, I walked into the recruiting office on Addison Street across from Lane Tech, grabbed the required parental permission slips since I was only 17 and needed my parents' permission to join, and went home and told my parents I wanted to be a Marine. With my parents' blessing and on my mom's birthday, I enlisted in the Marine Corps on October 22nd in '89. My parents heard me. Later my senior year, with my newfound confidence, I walked right up to that girl in band that I had admired from afar for a couple years and asked her to the prom. She said no. However, a great friendship ensued, and on April 6th of this year, we celebrated our 29th wedding anniversary. I used my voice, and that beautiful girl heard me. Life went on, and 8 years into my marriage, I had just bought a house on London Court in Round Lake Beach. I had a beautiful boy named Andre who was 2 years old, and my wife was pregnant with our second son, Christian. I had a steady job and life was good. Early in my marriage, I had shared a dream of being a police officer with my wife. As time went on and I got older, I was less vocal about my dream. I mean, life was really good for me and my family. So I was hesitant to try and pursue a career in law enforcement and risk losing the stable job I had. My wife noticed that I lost some of my confidence and urged me not to give up on my dreams or silence my voice. So here I am, 21 years later, speaking to you as the chief of police. I found my voice again, and I am living my life the way I want. Class of 2020, please know that we see you, but more importantly, we need to hear you. Throughout my life, exercising my voice has served me well. I have left Humboldt Park and have traveled the world without forgetting where I am from. I served honorably in the Marine Corps for 6 years, an experience which is embedded deep in my soul and defines much of who I am. I fulfilled my dream of becoming a police officer. I have worked on homicide cases, brought drug dealers and gang leaders to justice. I have protected the weak and the innocent. I have had a frantic mother place her dying child in my arms asking for the impossible, when all I could do was comfort her and let her know that they were not alone. Most recently, I had to respond to a scene where one of my officers was shot while serving the community he had sworn to protect. Thankfully, he is doing fine. Now here I am, the chief of police. I look back at my story and I appreciate all of it. I have no regrets. I used my voice and I was heard. I chose my own path and I am living my life. Class of 2020, I see you. We see you. But that's not good enough. We need to hear you. I want you to teach me. Teach us what you know. Tell us how you feel. Share any input you have for our combined future. Be involved and be heard. Adults way too often tell folks your age that you have much to learn. I totally disagree. It is us who have forgotten the basics, such as compassion, understanding, and tolerance. Class of 2020, I challenge you to be both seen and heard and write your own stories and live your lives with no regrets. I will leave you with this final thought. It is a poem I read to all my new officers. The poem is called So Live Your Life by Tecumseh. So live your life that the fear of death can never enter your heart. Trouble no one about their religion. Respect others in their view and demand that they respect yours. Love your life. Perfect your life. Beautify all things in your life. Seek to make your life long and its purpose in the service of your people. Prepare a noble death song for the day when you go over the great divide. Always give a word or a sign of salute when meeting or passing a friend, even a stranger, when in a lonely place. Show respect to all people and grovel to none. When you arise in the morning, give thanks for the food and for the joy of living. If you see no reason for giving thanks, the fault lies only in yourself. Abuse no one and no thing. I repeat, abuse no one and no thing. For abuse turns the wise ones to fools and robs the spirit of its vision. When it comes your time to die, be not like those whose hearts are filled with the fear of death, so that when their time comes, they weep and pray for a little more time to live their lives again over in a different way. Sing your death song and die like a hero going home. Class of 2020, we see you and we are ready to hear you. Go out there and live your lives. Thank you.
past 4 years, 720 days, and 5,760 hours, we have made countless amounts of memories, and we have all worked hard to get to this moment in our lives. We must continue to show the world how great we all are, because we are unstoppable.
Family, friends, and Round Lake staff, it is our honor to introduce to you the Round Lake Senior High School Class of 2020.
Students, you may now move your tassel from the right to the left. Congratulations, Panthers, we did it!
This brings us to the end of the ceremony, a celebration not only of the accomplishments and triumphs of the last 4 years, but really a look back at the last 12. The graduation of high school signifies the closing of one chapter in your life and the opening of new and exciting possibilities. We are so glad to have been able to sit front row as you entered the building as timid freshmen 4 years ago and leave now capable and ready to be the leaders of our future. I believe the ultimate measure is the impact that we have on others. Lead others to achieve the greatness that lies within them, for as you make their lives matter, you find meaning in your own. Go on now, make that difference. Thank you, and good night.